back to Elseworlds, the best comic book related show in the multiverse. Let's talk about the Arkham games. I love the Arkham games, so much so that I find myself playing them at least once a year. All the way from Arkham Asylum to Arkham Knight, I think these games are just classic. From the addictive gameplay to the amazing storytelling, there's just something about these games, despite having some flaws, I can never get tired of them. With Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League getting their own slots at DC Fandom this year, I figured it was time to go back to this old franchise and just talk about all things that are great and not so great about it. For this first video, I want to talk about the suits. Kicking the asses of thugs and supervillains is cool and all, but it's not the same unless you have the right suit for the job. Over the course of the 4 games, there were a lot of suits introduced, and the results are mixed. There are some suits that are downright beautiful, and then there are some that they have a lot to be desired. Let's just put that way.
What the fuck is that?
But today, I'm going to talk about my 10 favorites that I tend to use across the 4 games. Now, keep that in mind. This is just my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to leave your favorites down in the comments. Don't be rude about it. Just enjoy the content, and we can all get along. Alright then, let's get it on. At number 10, I'm going to talk about the Earth 1 Batman. This is one that debuted in Arkham City. It's sleek and simplistic, it just has enough uniqueness about it that it manages to stand out in the vast array of Batsuits from the comics. A lot of the suits in Arkham City have a lot to be desired. That one has like the least good skins in it. I mean, you have like maybe Earth 1 and Batman Inc. Other than that, not many of the alternate suits are good. Earth 1 is definitely the standout in my opinion. I think a big part of it has to be the symbol. The symbol, it has that classic yellow oval shape that we all know. It's that iconic Batman symbol, but it's warped enough that it feels unique. And to me, that's always a big factor in these suits, is the symbol. I really like a good symbol. Whether it's the comics, game, movie, I always like when a version tries to be unique about it. When Earth 1 debuted with its suit, I always thought the symbol was great. And in fact, they kept that symbol for the game, yeah, I really enjoyed it. The Earth 1 Batman also has a lot of aspects that kind of transitioned into other suits from the movies. For example, the cowl is actually really close to Ben Affleck's Batman cowl. More rounded nose, the short ears, it was very much ahead of its time, and that's why I enjoy it, and I love playing as it in the Arkham games. At number 9, I'm going to put Batman Noel. Much like with Earth 1, this comes from a comic that I downright love. I've already talked about this on my channel. I am a huge fan of Batman Noel. I think it's one of the best comics that's ever come out for Batman. And the suit they came up with is this great mix of realistic and comic. You can look at it and say, okay, that's something I could see someone putting together. It looks like someone took a paramilitary outfit and warped it beyond belief until it became a Batsuit. From the pouches to the texture, it fits a really great homemade vibe that fits within Batman Noel. I really love how the cape transitions into the symbol along with a very beautiful cowl. I love this cowl. I thought the suit is just great in my opinion. It's a suit that I really wish had appeared in live action in some way, but it made its debut in Arkham Origins, which is perfect. You know, Christmas, Arkham Origins takes place on Christmas. But apparently Rocksteady saw the love for this suit because it made its way into Arkham Knight, and it is one of the best suits in that game. Oh my god, I loved playing as that suit. Everything from top to bottom, this suit is just beautiful, and I love it. Number 8, Flashpoint Batman. Now this is where you're going to start seeing a trend with me. I am a huge fan of when Batman has red in his color scheme. I don't know why, it just has this vibe about it that I just love. It's a big reason why Adam West's Batmobile stands out to me. I love the look of that Batmobile. The colors just pop on it. And with Flashpoint Batman, you get that in spades. You got the red eyes, the red symbol. But what I love is that they didn't just simply translate the comic book design into the game. What they did was they took Flashpoint Batman and updated it to be like, this is how it would look like if they were to do it in movie form. And that's what I love. Like the spikes on the shoulder, instead of it being those goofy looking curved spikes from the cape, they're actually these shoulder pads. Much like Noel, the suit itself feels more like a paramilitary suit that someone altered. The attention to detail on it is insane. Of course, if you're a Flashpoint Paradox fan like me, you're gonna love it. Because it's that Batman just done perfectly in Arkham Knight style. part of me wishes that it somehow changed Batman's voice to be more of a Thomas Wayne sounding character throughout Arkham Knight when you select it. But beggars can't be choosers. The fact that I got this suit, it's great. I love it to death. Number 7 is the Arkham Asylum suit. Now, I know what you're probably saying down there in the comments. This is literally the exact same suit from Arkham City. Yeah, you're right in many ways. There are very few differences between the Arkham Asylum suit and the Arkham City suit. Why do I like this one? Going back to what I said earlier, the symbol. One of the reasons I was slightly disappointed when they revealed the suit for Arkham City, despite how beautiful it is, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Arkham City suit's bad. It's not. It's a great suit. But I was not a fan of the fact they changed the symbol from this unique symbol. Like, it was so distinctly, you could say that's the Arkham version of the bat symbol. I could see that being like the icon for the franchise. But instead they changed it up to this basic symbol that's appeared in the comics millions of times. You've seen this. It's like the Batman symbol. Like, you have the famous yellow oval symbol. Like, that's the trademark logo pretty much. Well, this symbol's kind of like the alternate. And that's why I wasn't really all that fond of that being on the Arkham City suit. In Arkham Asylum, however, I really like the unique symbol with the smaller, then slowly transition into wider spikes. I know, it's a very small difference. Of course, I have more reasons besides the symbol. They look like they would belong in the comics, but at the same time, they look like they're updated like they would be for some kind of modern movie. Mixing that classic black and gray color scheme with some armor in there, and you can see the bolts on the armor. My only slight complaint, just slight, about these suits in general are the fins. They're a little too long in my opinion, but that doesn't hurt at all for me, honestly. It's still a great suit, and I always look forward to wearing it in the game. Up next at number 6 is going to be the Ben Affleck suit from Batman Arkham Knight. Now, these days, everyone knows what this suit looks like. Ben Affleck's suit is considered a godsend in the Batman community. It looks so good. But back in 2015, this was the only way to experience what Ben Affleck's suit was like. All we got were snippets in the trailers, and that was it. Everyone was so hyped to see what Ben Affleck would look like and how his suit worked that the moment Rocksteady revealed this suit, everybody was willing to download that suit instantly, including myself, and I loved wearing this suit. Much like the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum suit, it fits that perfect mixture of grounded in reality while still remaining true to the comics. I know some people don't like the short ears. I personally like them. I think his suit is great. I love the little mixes of gold into his knuckles and different pieces of the suit. I've always enjoyed that. I don't know why. It's just a neat touch. Honestly, this suit would have been a lot higher if it wasn't for one flaw. And this is a flaw I have with the movie version as well. The symbol. I think the symbol is too blocky. It just looks like a big rectangle with ears and wings. You know, it doesn't really look like a Batman symbol to me. And yeah, it's something I've always hoped that Ben Affleck's version would change over the years, but I guess not. But that hardly hurts this suit for me. It's still one of the best suits to ever exist. And the fact that I get to play it in Arkham Knight, thank you, Rocksteady. Thank you. And at number 5 is going to be a bit of a controversial opinion, since I noticed that this suit tends to be on the bottom of people's lists as one of the worst. And that is the anime Batman suit. Yeah, I actually really like this thing. I mean, it's strange and it's different, but that's kind of why I like it. It's something that you've never really seen before. I mean, obviously it's from the anime movie Batman Gotham Knight, but even in that movie, in that segment, I really like this suit. And that they were able to translate that from an anime to this realistic animation style, I think that's really impressive. I've always been a fan of high collars on Batman. I love the way this cape transitions to the front, becomes part of the symbol. I love the helmet. Sorry, I know a lot of people have a problem with that. I think the suit looks great. Now, if someone were to say they don't like it, I guess I can kind of understand. You know, it is a little weird.
Maybe. Who am I to judge?
But, you know, I would rather have something that's unique and stands out rather than something bland like, say, the so-called iconic black and gray suit, which kind of just feels like, what should we put in there? I don't know. Pick a random comic. All right, there we go.
This is a load of barnacles.
So, yeah, bit of a hot take, but I like the anime Batman suit. Sue me. Next, at number 4, we are going to have the Earth 2 Batman suit. This is one that came way later, for those who are unaware, to celebrate, I think it was the anniversary of the game. They released a suit for free. It was this Earth 2 suit that was exclusive to PlayStation owners, and me being a PlayStation owner, I delightfully downloaded the suit and played with it, and I love it. I love this. First of all, yeah, the fact that it was free, that kind of earns it some points, but it doesn't immediately win. What really sells the suit for me is, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, the red. The red and black color scheme just works perfectly here, especially with the cape. I love the fact that the interior of the cape is red and the back is black. Love that. Always love alternating colors in the cape. That's why I love Robin so much and Batgirl. This suit also just excels in simplistic yet effective. Like, when you first look at it, it just looks kind of like a basic Batsuit, but then you see more and more details as you look into it. Like, the patterning on the bodysuit itself, it kind of looks like tire treads in a way, and it's all stitched together. I really like that detail. I love the way the knuckles look on the gauntlets, the red eyes. I really love the heavy emphasis on his scowl look in the costume. Reminds me a lot of the suit from Arkham Asylum. Mixed with a little bit of Ben Affleck, how they have that permanent scowl. I think that's a great touch. Add in the nice symbol, the triangular piece on the chest. I think it's just an overall well-designed suit. It's as simple as that. I love this suit. Continuing with the red theme, Justice League 3000. I believe this was another one that was PlayStation exclusive. I could be wrong. This is just, wow. I'm a sucker for anything that's armored, honestly. And this one handles the armor really well. It's not overly bulky. It has a nice sci-fi look to it, like straight out of Cyberpunk or something like that. I really love the giant red bat symbol that pretty much spans from shoulder to shoulder. I think that was a really neat touch. I think the square ears really work on this one. I don't know what it is about them. They're really cool. But the biggest one, the texturing. Oh my god, the texture of the bodysuit is so beautiful. That nano weaving, it looks so beautiful. Now, apparently this is a suit from the comics. I'm just not very familiar with it. If it is, feel free to recommend whatever comic it comes from, because I think it looks great. I'll definitely check it out. And yeah, like I said, the red and black color scheme really pops here. It always kind of hooks me right in. And whenever I go back and play through Arkham Knight, I always wear the skin at least once. And that is why it earns its spot at number 3. Number 2 is actually going to be another base suit, and that is the suit from Arkham Origins. This is year 2 Batman. He hasn't refined everything yet. He's kind of rugged, with not a lot of flair to it. And I think this is perfect for that. This, to me, feels like what the Dark Knight suit should have been. And yeah, for those unaware, I don't really care for Christian Bale's suit, the Dark Knight. I think it's ugly. This feels like the perfect balance of having that comic booky element while being a realistic starter suit for Batman. I think the armor plating look is at its best with the Arkham Origins suit. I kind of like that everything is gray. There's no gold or any other color involved. It's just kind of like a mute color, which makes sense. You know, you're going for like this dark, stealthy, urban legend. You're not going to be all flashy with a bunch of colors on you. No, you're going to be dark and grim. It honestly is a suit that I hold a lot of other suits against. Can you match the Arkham Origins suit? That's how good it is to me. But it is not my favorite suit. That's why it's at number 2. And that's when we get to number 1, which is going to be a suit that I think is going to surprise a lot of people as to it being so high on this list. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this suit at all. And then number 1 is the Extreme Environment Batsuit. Yes, this giant armored Batsuit is my absolute favorite. It's from the Cold Cold Heart DLC in Arkham Origins, and I absolutely love it. From the orange glow to the mouth being covered by a mask, I think everything about this suit just has a certain vibe out that just works. This is the kind of suit that I would imagine Batman using when he's fighting someone like Mr. Freeze or Bane or any other kind of like big meta-human villain. It also brings back that classic glowing eyes look. When I saw this suit, I kind of thought of it as like a Arkhamverse version of the armored suit from Dark Knight Returns or Batman v Superman, if you will. That bulky armored suit that has that perfect balance of being bulky without being too cumbersome. You know, Batman manages to move around pretty well in it. It doesn't feel too overdone. And in this case, I actually would say it's better than the Dark Knight Returns suit, which I know is kind of blasphemy, don't get me wrong. I love that suit to death. But this one has that sci-fi element that really elevates it, in my opinion. It is honestly a shame that the XE Batsuit only made this one appearance. I was so hoping it would make an appearance in Arkham Knight, but sadly, it did not because of its, I don't know, I guess because it's bulkier, you can't use it, but come on. I just want it back. But at least I got to experience it in Arkham Origins. It makes one of the many reasons why Cold Heart is one of the best DLCs in the franchise. And yeah, I love it. I know some people are probably going to disagree about that, and feel free. I totally get it. I'm probably like maybe 1% of people that loves this suit this much, but it's just my opinion. And with that, the list is over. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there's probably some people mad I didn't even put the Arkham Knight basic suit on there. How do I put this? I like that suit, I just don't love it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That right there, I know, is gonna give you a bunch of hate in the comments section. But still, that's the whole fun about this. Not everybody's gonna have the same exact opinion, you know? Just as long as we're all civil about it, you're allowed to discuss whatever your favorite suit is down in the comments. I'm probably gonna be doing a lot more of these Arkham top 10 lists, rank lists, whatever. And if you want to see more of that and you want to stay up to date on what I post, feel free to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more. Like this video, share it with your friends, and all that. With that, I will see you all next time in the multiverse.